Welcome to We Geek Podcast. Today is June 27th. We are on episode 144. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
What up, man? And it's been a couple weeks. We were not here last week. It's completely my fault. I took a few days vacation from work and just wasn't making it home. But we're back. We have a ton of news. How's your week been, man?
Oh, it's been work and then a little bit more work. And then I
Yeah.
did something completely different. I worked.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I saw you've been busy, busy, busy.
Oh, God. Out of, what was it, 54 hours of being alive from the time I woke up on Wednesday to the time I got home from work on Friday afternoon. In
Hmm.
those 5 shifts, because I did 2 doubles and then an opening shift. I
Wow.
worked 38 hours.
Damn.
I was tired, man. When I got done yesterday, no, day before. That's right. This is Wednesday. When I got done Monday from work at my pizza job, and I came home, I did a little bit, and I went to bed kind of early, which
Mhm.
was like 2 o'clock for me. That's early. And I woke up about 12 hours later. I hadn't slept like that I'd never like set time to have a full night's sleep even when I was off for Tuesdays. But I just said, you know what? I'm not going to a movie. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to bed and I'm not setting an alarm. Nothing. I slept about 12 hours and I missed it. I missed sleep so much.
I don't blame you, man. Well, I know a few weeks ago you were saying they cut your hours, so now they're like doubling down, huh?
Well, yeah, and not complaining. I'll take the hours. I'll take the paycheck. It's just it's tough,
Yeah.
but and I picked up some hours at my theater job. One was for we were having some kind of inspection or something or whatever, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to come in for a couple hours and clean?" And so I did that. And let me tell you something: dusting off ceiling vents when they're elevated ceilings, like 20 feet in the air, and it's just you on a ladder, and then you've got to go home and watch the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. You watch that and you go, "I've been there. I know what that's like. That's terrifying."
Oh, I bet, man.
Oh, it's so not fun. And somebody else was selling off a shift or whatever. They were like, "I don't want to work this." I'm like, "I'll take it." Done.
Damn.
So, I mean, you take what you get where you can find it,
Yeah.
and it looks like my schedule's been more sorted out. And I mean, I get it. It's one of the problems of working for corporate, and it's like that at both jobs. And I know plenty of people with other jobs like that. When they get squeezed, the first thing to get cut's always labor. Like it's always where can
Yeah.
we find the money, and it starts with the payroll, and it sucks. I don't blame anybody. It's just it sucks that it happens, but you got to find a way to deal with it.
Yeah. No, that sounds crazy. It's a lot of hours, man. But I'm glad you. Hey, work's work. I feel like a bum because I took a few days off. But the big problem here, though, man, I don't want to complain too much, but um, those days are not going on my paycheck. Apparently, I gotta wait
Ooh.
because they were never entered in.
Ah,
Not on my
ouch.
end.
No,
But
but
so that's gonna be, yeah, not looking forward to that. So it's like I don't even know how many hours. It's like three. It was, yeah, it was like over 3 days. So it's gonna make for a fun. Well, the following paycheck should be pretty nice, I guess.
well, it's yeah.
Um,
Hopefully, you get that sorted out. I miss
yeah,
having any like paid time off. I had some last year, but I won't have any this year because of my hours.
yeah,
Yeah, not
yeah.
fun. Not
It was
not
it
fun.
was about 28 hours. Yeah, so it was like 3.5 days. So, yep. So that's fun. Things are gonna be tight coming up on a 4th of July weekend. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. Guess we're gonna go look at some cheap fireworks and not actually get them. So
Well, come on, it's Florida. You can find fireworks on every corner.
that's true. But no, I mean, I can't buy any.
Yeah.
I, this paycheck's gonna be tight. Plus, coming up with rent and everything else on the first. It's anyway. I don't want to complain too much. I got a job and it's good. It's just when things like that happen, it's like, all right, well, the next 2 weeks are gonna suck. So But yeah, man. So, what have you been up to? So you haven't man, I gotta admit, I did not see Jurassic World.
Ooh, you should.
Well, I want to,
Yeah.
but I wasn't home last week, for however many days, and then I mean, I guess I could talk about it right now. I've lost 12 pounds in 14 days.
Wow. Congratulations or yikes? Which one?
Yeah, no, congratulations.
There you
I'm
go.
on a diet basically. I started what Kevin Smith is on.
Ooh, going intense. Okay.
So I had potatoes for 14 days.
Yeah, pretty much the Matt Damon in the Martian diet.
I don't know. I didn't see that. Oh yeah, he ate potatoes, didn't he?
Yeah, it was all he had.
Yeah. Yeah, it works. It really works. I I can now actually start adding some more vegetables to it, but I guess it's what the Penn and Teller guy, that's who we got it from. He has a book and I picked it up, so I've started reading it. But essentially I can now introduce other vegetables and stuff like that. So it's not com- it's almost like fasting because you get so full after like a potato or two,
Yeah. Huh?
and then you realize you haven't had anything to eat for a long time. And it's all water. I have uh, Dasani drops because there's no sodium, no carbs, no nothing in it. It's just makes the water sweet. So that's been how I've kicked the soda. Um, and when I was hungry, I just ate a potato, and that sounds so silly. I told like two people about it. I didn't want to tell anybody. I guess I'm telling now the podcast, um, but yeah. And then I weighed myself. I went to Publix when I started. Did everything. Weighed myself on the scale. Then came out. And then it's been about 2 weeks now, and it's been about 12 pounds. So, I'm just gonna stick to it. And it's basically just cutting out all garbage. I did cheat one time. I did have a pizza. I had a slice of pizza, because we just got back from, um, what's that? Mm, Volcano Bay in
Oh, okay.
Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be a weirdo, and I didn't have I didn't have potato or anything, so I was like, I'll have a slice of pizza, and it wasn't that bad. Um, but yeah, other than that, just basically potatoes, and then today I was able to add some greens, so been eating green beans and stuff like that, and it tastes so much better
Yeah.
once you don't have it.
I'll bet.
Um,
Yeah.
but but yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully we'll see in the next few months what that's like. but uh, but yeah, man, it's also saved me a ton of money on food.
Yeah, I can
Like,
imagine. Yeah.
yeah, instead of getting pizza or going to get Chinese food or going to get McDonald's or Wawa or Sub or all this stuff, it's it was like $15 for a few bags of potatoes. And then every for the last 2 weeks. So I don't know. It's been interesting. And the other thing is, and this is related to the podcast, is I've gotten heavily back into Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you're still in it. I need to add you if you are. Um, but now you can add people. I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I saw like the announcement about it. I'm one of those people like I was big on it for like a month and then just stopped.
Yes. So Pokemon Go is huge now, so much that they made $100 million last month that I read. Um, yeah. So it is back big time. I guess they just announced today that it has the most players since they've started in 2016. Remember how many people were doing it in 2016
Yeah,
when
everybody.
it launched? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So this article's saying $104 million in May. It's up 174% from the same period last year. And this has to do not only with the fact that they just announced Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee at E3 and right before it, but also because of all the stuff they've implemented. They've implemented trading now. So and they have community days every month now, and they have quests. So right now the mythic quest in it, it's eight levels. And if you do all 8 levels, you get Mew at the end of it.
Okay.
And so like the first level is like catch 10 Pokemon from this region, catch 10 water Pokemon, and throw 10 great throws or whatever. And it's pretty simple.
Right,
I'm
sure.
I, yeah, I'm on I think the second step and I just have to beat 3 gyms. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. Um and that's the mythic side of the quest. The other side of the quest are regular stuff where you can get like Articuno or Zapdos or like other mystic Pokemon, and those are constantly being added. They've added the Aloha Pokemon to it, so like they have the tall Executors and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you can trade with people, and you can send them gifts. So now when you go to a Pokestop and you spin it, it can drop the gift, and you can send the gift to somebody, and that gift has like 6 or 10 items in it,
Wow.
ranging from Pokeballs to lures that you can put in stuff. So and the more quests you do, the more stuff you unlock, the higher your level gets, the more stuff you can unlock for your character. So like I have the whatever his name is, the Mimic Pokemon, as a
Okay.
beanie on my head. I don't know. I've been every day before work spending about 3 hours or so riding around on a bike. The Pokemon Go stuff started about a week ago. So I've just been, riding around like a crazy person, uh, at the park, basically, just going back and forth and around to like 2 different parks, just sweating my ass off. But hey, it's helped. It lost weight and just I don't know. That's that's what I've been doing. And they've added a ton of Pokemon since the last time you played it. I think they're on 3rd gen now, plus the Aloha, so you can get the Rattatas and stuff. Um, I don't know, man. They've just added so much. Highly recommend. Go download the application. Of course, it's free. Um, and it's been fun, dude. It's been really fun to get back into it.
Nice.
Yeah, and oh, you'll notice a whole bunch of things have changed. So like during the at the top right hand corner, there's a weather thing. So when it's partly cloudy, it tells you what Pokemon types are more likely come out.
Ah,
When
okay.
when it's raining, so like it's nighttime right now, and we're getting the ghost Pokemon, rock Pokemon, normal Pokemon. Um, no, I'm sorry, it's not raining right now. I thought it was. It says partly cloud at night. Okay, yeah. So if it's raining, it'll be more water Pokemon, and it'll tell you basically what your odds are, and everything else. So I don't know, man. It's been a ton of fun. I've jumped on the train. I can't wait for Pokemon Yellow. It's probably my most anticipated game this year. I know we're gonna get Red Dead and all that other stuff, but I have been just crazy diving back into Pokemon like an idiot.
Nice. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, man. So that's basically what I've been up to. But yeah, dude, we got a ton of news to talk about since we've both been gone. Let's talk about the box office first. So, how did Jurassic World do?
148 million, give or take a little bit.
Damn.
And I think that's a little above what they were expecting. I think they were shooting for like 140, if I remember right,
Yeah.
like 130, 140.
Well, the last one was super popular.
The last one was huge.
Yeah.
But again, it came out. I mean, Incredibles was second this week with 80 million. So I mean, there's why Jurassic World didn't make 200. Jurassic World in a week without the Incredibles would have made 200 easy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it absolutely would have. But I mean,
and we could talk about it later. But real fast, how did you like it?
What, Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I really
good.
did. It's a nice. It has a lot of really, really great elements. And I don't want to spoil it any because you haven't seen it yet, and I know you're going to. But it's I love.
Are there some surprises? You can just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
There are a lot of there are a couple really great like big emotional moments.
Okay.
That help tell the story, and there are some really cool homages that I really loved. I saw this and I was like, I know what you did there.
Yeah.
It's good. I really like it. I know a lot of people are kind of down on it, I've talked to.
Does it set it up for a third one?
It does, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't like. But
Oh,
it's
well,
not. It's one. I was talking with a buddy of mine the other day about it, and I said, look, the way it does, it tells a story,
hmm
and yes, it has an ending where it's very clear they're setting up for a third one,
yeah.
but
We all
the
know that though. I mean,
right.
like
And
it's been told that Chris Pratt has signed on for 3 of these at least.
right, but this is the
So,
kind of thing where if this had been the end of it, if we didn't know there was going to be a third one, if we didn't think there was going to be a third one, it's that kind of ending you look at and you go, well, this is interesting now. And it
mm,
doesn't. I think it's because we're so used to that now. The idea of
mm.
like when a movie ends and there's some things dangling at the end, they're like, oh well, they have to do another one because these things are unresolved.
It's
And
the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
yeah, kind of.
And I'm
But I
okay
mean,
with that, man.
yeah, but like some movies used to do that, and it wasn't like that was up to your imagination. That was
yeah,
part of look at how the Terminator ended. Spoiler alert for a 30-something-year-old movie. It ends with oh well, they've crushed the Terminator, but hey, they took pieces of it away. You're
right.
not meant to get. You don't care about that. Linda Hamilton rides off into the desert and she's pregnant
hmm
with the kid who's going to grow up to save mankind, but it's still the end of a story.
Right.
Like it's just like, oh, it's a reminder that just because we've told this story, life does go on after that. You know.
Right. I mean, when people watched The Empire Strikes Back, they knew there was another one coming.
Right. It's not it
It's not
doesn't
like that.
it doesn't end directly
Okay.
like, oh my god, what are we going to do now? It does kind of a little
Right.
bit, but
hmm
there's it's not quite as blatant as like, oh well, now there absolutely has to be a third one kind of thing.
Gotcha. Because I mean, the last one was a full story. They could have never done another Jurassic Park movie.
Right.
But
This is somewhere in the middle of those. It
okay.
it, it leans a little more towards the idea of because we know there's going to be a third one. I think they leaned on that a little bit.
Right. Okay,
Um,
and I'm totally fine with that. I'm going in expecting that. So
yeah.
I
Then
just want a fun dinosaur monster movie. That's all.
you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the. Yeah, I even like the lore stuff. Like I like the I like the talk about the islands, and I'm curious of how, like why would you blow it up? Because that's to me the most interesting thing. Um, so I'm curious how that's going to play out because obviously there's no island anymore. I imagine they go to the mainland. Maybe there's more islands, I guess, or whatever. But I don't know. I'm curious why they would make that decision because there's something about the island that I find those islands just really cool. So I don't know. I'm gonna go in just wanting a fun, dumb dinosaur movie with that monsters and stuff. So
and
uh,
and
yeah,
and that's pretty much what you're gonna get. There's
cool.
a little social commentary on the evils of business, but I mean we've had that through all the Jurassic Park
Yeah,
movies.
sure. Yeah, that's all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm surprised they were able to get away with the fact that they opened up a new theme park, like, and
There's
people didn't heavily roll their eyes but that's what I want. I mean, I find that so cool.
there was a
Um,
great because I can't stop watching Mock the Week, which is a British panel show. It's kind of like Whose Line because
okay,
it's from the same production company, but it's not really the same much at all. But
right.
there's one segment that they do that's very similar. It's called Scenes We'd Like to See, which is basically just scenes from a hat, but a little different. And there was one comedian on there whose name I can't remember her name, but she had a joke. The scene was things you won't hear in a blockbuster film,
hmm
and she was doing something from Jurassic Park. She was pretending like she was running, and she was saying, "The dinosaurs have taken over again, or the dinosaurs have gotten out. Why do we keep reopening this park? Who keeps giving us public liability insurance?"
Right, right,
I
exactly.
was like, "That's a good question."
hmm Oh yeah, yeah. it's utterly ridiculous, and I'm glad we're getting more. I like Jurassic Park. That franchise will always hold a place in my heart, and I'm sure you too. Anyone that grew up at our age seeing Jurassic Park, I imagine it's what people, when they were 10 years old, saw Star Wars for the first time. It just blew their mind. So I'll always enjoy that. The music and everything else. Like, I don't know. I'm excited. I hear the what's his face? I keep forgetting the actor, the Asian guy from the first one. I heard he plays a part in it. He plays a bigger role, so I'm excited for that.
He does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terrible. I forgot his name too. His character is Henry Wu, and
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
he's in. I can't remember the actor's name. It's terrible.
He's in a ton of things. He's kind of a character actor, right? Like he's
a
like wasn't he in the one of those murder shows?
Oh hell, probably.
Yeah.
He's one of those. He's one of those that you look at and you just go, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah,
Like he's one of those, and he's great, and we need people like that. We need little character actors like that.
Yes.
But it's interesting to see like his character, because we saw him in Jurassic World, and he was kind of evil.
Yeah, it seemed like he was.
But it's more, I don't know. It's weird. It's a sciencey evil, but it's not mad scientist level, and you see that again in this movie of where it's kind of like he's not evil, but you're still kind of not really on board with him.
Right. I feel they're always just trying to save their own ass, and it's bad.
That's
especially when a bunch of people are dying.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose, and they're like, "But wait, what can I do? I need to. How can I make this about me?" Yes.
Right. How can I make another $10 million? Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm gonna see it. I've been so busy, and then I got caught up, and I was going to go see it the other day, but I couldn't. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be seeing it this weekend. We can go into full spoiler next week for sure. Because I'm supposed to see that and Incredibles 2, so whew. And that, like you said, that had an $80 million opening. What was behind it?
Ocean's 8 holding strong still, about 11 and a half. That puts it over 100 million domestic. Good for them.
Sweet.
Tag was fourth with about 8 million, about 8 and a quarter.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what, like, that's a little fun movie that if it came out a month from now would probably have made twice as much money.
Oh yeah.
Just because there's not going to be anything out.
Right.
But 30 million so far, and it probably it might make 40. It'll be a stretch, but it might. I'd like to see it get there. That's another one if you haven't seen and you're just like, I've got a couple hours to kill. Let me go watch something that's just kind of silly and fun. It's definitely one worth going to see, or especially like once it hits Redbox or something. Like definitely worth picking up for sure. And rounding out our top 5 was Deadpool again, at a little over 5 million, puts it just above the 300 million mark domestic. So in 5 weeks, Deadpool has made less than The Incredibles has in 2.
Jeez.
So there's that.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of money for a rated R movie.
It's the third highest grossing rated R film. It beat It. I know that.
Right. But kids' movies, I mean, it was especially The Incredibles. It's been 14 years or however long it's been.
Oh my! And there was no look. If you were somebody who was young enough to be in high school but have a kid when the first one came out, they are now in high school for the second one.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like, that's kind of, you look at that and you just kind of go, wow, okay.
That's true. And you know what I just realized?
What?
I didn't go see Jurassic Park, but I kind of went to it and I ate a turkey. We sat down, got a turkey leg. I got chicken and corn on the cob. Was it 2 weeks ago? I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I don't know. I went to the water park the last week, but I can't remember the last time I went to Universal. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm just trying to think. I went there, and I didn't go see the movie since I've been on the podcast.
Kind of a bummer to be like, yeah, I went to Universal Studios, but I haven't seen Jurassic World yet. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. It was not last weekend, but the weekend before that on a Friday. Yeah. Or whatever it was. I can't remember. But I was just thinking in my head, I'm walking through because when you walk through those the Jurassic Park gate thing or whatever
Yeah.
at Universal, it never gets old.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. Sorry, that just popped in my head because I was thinking about the music and stuff. I'm really excited to go see it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's good. It's a good
but
time. And it's a really well put together it blends two styles of movie really well.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, the only thing I know about it is from the trailers that volcano explodes, and it looks like they're in a house or like a museum or like maybe it's the creator. I don't know. The way it looked, and don't tell me, but it in the trailer it looked like a really rich person's house where they're like, I got all of this really expensive shit, including like dinosaur stuff. Uh, or it looked like a museum or something. But anyway, it showed the girl being scared and it looked like they were on the roof running around with the dinosaur. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's the only thing I know from the trailer. So I'm gonna go in, just knowing that. I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I'm
Good.
pumped. Is there a lot of Jeff Goldblum? I heard he's not in it that much.
There's not a lot. No. He kind
Disappointed
of
with that.
bookends the movie.
Okay.
Um,
So maybe, well, don't. Maybe he dies. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's in the next one. But I would like to see that. Don't tell me anything. Don't say anything. Um, but yeah. Did you hear about the game?
no. Which was there more than one or was there just one? Because it sounded to me like there was more than one.
Jurassic Park Evolution.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's the one.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
heard that it was terrible, I think.
I heard mixed things. I heard some people say that it's very just the same thing over and over again. It's hard to the dinosaurs just keep escaping. Um, but yeah, no, I heard it's definitely not worth the money. A lot of the reviews were like, you know, 2.5 out of 5 stars, or I think IGN gave it 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
So
that was I think the one I saw, and I was like, yeah, that means stay away.
yes, yeah. But man, the way they describe it though, it makes me think that because they're like it's a lot. It's I don't know. They basically were like there's not a lot between. And I'm actually gonna get it at some point, probably in the next month or two, because I do want to play it. I love those just turn your brain off, build a park, put some dinosaurs in there. I want to listen to the music. I love those kind of games. I could play hours of those city building games. Um, I love them. I don't want to pay $60 for it, but I love those kind of games where it doesn't have to do that much. As long, I mean, I don't know. So I want to try it. And the way they describe it in the reviews is like that's what it is, but it's it's boring. I guess is what they said. That not a lot happens. It's very easy to like it kind of guides you to where you put everything. So I don't know. I want to play a park builder game with dinosaurs. I don't know.
They did one of those a while back, though, too.
They did. Apparently, the whole time through, it's Jeff Goldblum. Like a lot of Jeff Goldblum.
That's a selling point.
Yes. There's like trophies in the game, like things you unlock, characters you run across that are all throughout the series. And that's what I was like. I was looking at the Giant Bomb thing, and they were going through there. And I'm like, all these names, I can't tell you right now off the top of my head, but they showed the faces and stuff like that. It's like, oh, Tim, and just all the different people. And I don't know. I don't know. I want to dive into that because I love those kind of games. You just turn your brain off and build a city, build a park, whatever. But I don't know. Just a lot of Jeff Goldblum. But that's cool. So that was the box office. Let's see. What do we got coming out next week?
Nothing that anybody's really going to go see. The Sicario sequel is coming out, Sicario: Day of the Soldado,
Okay.
which is not going to do much. Uncle Drew might actually do some business.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Drew is going to kind of fill the Medea comedy void, I think.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Like, it actually looks funny. Like, I don't know. I saw previews when I first, because we got the big like cardboard standee thing, and it's horrifying because it's like a regular sized body and it's like a gigantic cardboard head that like sticks out from it, and it's a little terrifying. It's like if it's kind of like in a pop-up book. You know, it really looks like somebody opened a pop-up book and the player stayed on the page, but their over-exaggerated head that takes up the entire page pops out at you.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of frightening. But when I saw the trailer, I thought, you know what? I could see that. Like that, I don't know. That might be just like, it's definitely like a goofy, stupid kind of comedy. But I don't know. It won't be that. Trust me, the bar is not very high here.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it could be like a little mindless kind of comedy fun.
Who's playing Uncle Drew?
Oh, is it Kyrie Irving? I think.
Yeah, I knew it was a basketball player, but I didn't know.
Yeah, they got a bunch of it's him. There's Shaq. There's a couple others. Tiffany Haddish is in it, so that'll help a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, I would. It actually looked kind of funny. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't expect either of them to do stellar business.
Right.
But of the two, I think Uncle Drew will do more.
When do we get Ant-Man?
Oh, next week after. It's the was it 6th, 4th, something, I don't know.
So far people are loving it.
That's what I've heard. And I don't want to hear like anything else. I've tried to stay away, like the articles that were like, here are first reactions. I'm like, nope, scroll past. But I keep getting the headlines of like positive reactions, and I'm like, I didn't want to know any of that, like good or bad.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, I saw like I already knew that much. I was like, people really like it. I'm like, that's great, but I don't tell me anything else. Like, just let me go enjoy this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know anything. Just I thought that was good.
Yeah. But
it's cool.
It's a week after.
And then that's about it, right? I mean, it's crazy because now they've introduced. You want to talk about AMC and all of these companies introducing.
Everybody's doing like something to fight against MoviePass. Alamo Drafthouse is doing something they're calling the Alamo Season Pass, and it's like they're just testing it at one location in Yonkers. Like next month they're starting it there, and then they're going to roll it out across, and that's really all that we know about it. AMC just launched their thing, and it's called A-List, and it actually launched today, yesterday. I keep forgetting it's Wednesday now. Launched yesterday. And what it is, it's not a subscription service. It's the next tier in their Stubs program.
Right.
It's because it goes Insider, which is free, then it's Premiere, and then it's A-List. What A-List is you get 3 movies that you can watch every week. And the way they structure their week is the way a film schedule is the way a movie schedule week works. And it's because it's Friday through Thursday, because everything comes out on Friday. So there's the start of the week, basically.
Right.
And you get 3 movies, and you can, as long as the showtimes don't overlap, you can watch all of them in a week. You can watch all of them in a day if you wanted to. And here's the part that I think you'll really like. It's any format, because I know you love the Dolby Theater.
Dude, if I didn't have the MoviePass for a year, I would totally switch to this.
It's that's the other thing of like you can't, because if you cancel MoviePass, doesn't it charge you the rest of the year?
I paid for the rest of the year.
Oh,
remember it was like $80 for the whole year?
Oh yeah, well I just do mine. I just signed mine up monthly.
Ah, well, see, yeah.
So I could do this if I wanted, but it's $20 a month, but it's not just the 3 movies. And you can also use, if say like you really want to see Mission Impossible when it comes out, you can basically go through buying your ticket online, but if you're an A-List member, instead of having to buy the ticket, it just uses one of your 3.
Yeah.
And the only way this made sense to me to visualize was like 3 of the little Mancala stones. You remember those? And it's like, okay, I'm going to put this over here. Yep. And then every week you still just get 3, and they don't overlap. They don't, they don't accrue.
Right.
But if you've got something saved in the future, that one doesn't come back to you.
Right.
So you just have 2. unless you say, you know what? No, I really like. I saw Jurassic World, and then I went on a date, and and she wanted to see Adrift, so we saw that. And now I really want to see The Incredibles, but I've got this, ticket reserved for Mission Impossible. Well, you
Hmm.
can unregister for that
Right.
and have that mark back, so you can
Hmm.
go watch Jurassic World, and then when Friday comes around again and everything resets, you've got three again. Oh, okay, I'm gonna resubmit a thing for Ant-Man or for
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. It's a system that's gonna take a little getting used to, but
Yeah.
it's not really complicated. That's what's great about it. It is fairly simple.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
this is what I'll be switching to next year
yeah.
as soon as MoviePass is over with. And the MoviePass is always they're trying to do a bunch of funny stuff now. Like,
If MoviePass holds, because they're
yeah,
doing because the things that I don't particularly mind because I don't care. There's the upcharge for premium formats, which was
hmm,
almost inevitable. You knew they were going to get there at some point.
right.
Um,
Well, it's
there,
better than them just completely canceling your account, saying, "Well, you screwed up." You know,
yeah, exactly. No kidding.
I know
Um,
people that happened to them. They went and they accidentally went to the IMAX, whatever, not really thinking about it, and then suddenly they're just canceled.
well, I mean, and the thing is, that was because I saw that happen a lot, and that's
Yeah,
MoviePass's fault for making it an option. Like that was on them.
exactly.
That was because that should have been something that was always like I never had that problem when I went to Marquee. Like any of the 3D
Well,
screenings were grayed out. Like you
well,
couldn't select them. But I
people were being canceled because they were using rewards with it as well, which apparently was also against the
and
rules.
that is, however, on the people because it's in different rewards. Like I know.
No, but you can go to, I go to AMC and AMC says, no, you can't use rewards for that. I go to Regal and they like encourage it.
Whoa, really? I did not know
Oh
that.
yeah, Regal's like, yeah, you can use your rewards, you can do this, you can do that,
Huh.
and I'm like, oh, this is great, and I did it a few times, and then I heard from people going, oh, my thing just got canceled because it said I was using rewards.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, well, how
Huh.
would they even know? That's what it baffles me.
I don't know, man.
So
That's
I don't
that's one
know.
of the things that I like about A List is that the because it's 20 a month, but but that fee goes towards your rewards points. Like you get rewards points for paying for your
And,
subscription.
and now they have the peak pricing.
Yeah, that's the thing that MoviePass does that I really hate is they're doing surge pricing.
Yeah, so now even if you have Movie Pass, when you go on a Friday night, you're gonna still have to pay for the movie, or partly. There's still gonna be a
Yeah,
charge.
they're only going to cover the base ticket charge. They're not going to cover more than that. When Regal announced that last year that they were going to start looking into that, you notice how nobody has said anything about it since?
Yeah.
It's because it's a terrible idea and it sucks when everybody does it. But it's what's interesting is there is one thing we see surge even if you've never taken an Uber or anything like that, we see surge pricing every day and I think a lot of people don't recognize it. It's the price of gas. That
Right.
that's been surge pricing forever. And
But
we
what it
don't mind because
movie
it's usually like 10 cents one way or another.
Yeah, but movie tickets don't usually have surge prices. They have the matinee, which is earlier at a certain time in the morning,
Yep.
and then it's the same price for the rest of the day.
Yep, and that's the problem. You can't do this with something that's static. Like
Yeah.
it's not, you're not upping the price of a concert ticket because it's closer to the stage. That's
Right.
that's not what this is, and that's the way I saw somebody try to justify it. I was like, that's not how this works at all. Like this
So
is, and did you see where the stock price for their parent company, was it Helios and something else, is now less than a quarter a share?
damn.
They're done. It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
I hate it, and it sucks because this was a great idea, and it spurred everybody else to kind of think in the same way.
Yeah.
But it's done. It's just a matter of time before it collapses. Now, I
Yeah.
hated people who at the beginning said, "Oh, this is unsustainable. It'll never last." I was like, "You don't know that." And even though I still think that they were wrong from the jump, like
Hmm.
just lambasting the idea, I think what happened was MoviePass did it to themselves. Like they didn't adapt in ways they should have adapted.
Right.
I think
Well,
that,
it was. I mean, I feel like Lando, where it's like this deal gets worse every time. Like,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, what's going on? I thought I had this great deal, sign up for a year, and then it just keeps changing. So, I'm probably gonna jump on the AMC one sooner than later. But the deal is, I mean, what the movies, the prime time to see movies is about done with this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'd be worth it getting it in the next few months or wait until next year when everything starts to come out again.
Well, but here's the thing, like as we start getting more and more movies, they're going to get a little more and more spaced out. I mean, definitely the
Right.
times that this is unquestionably worth its money is during the summer and during the holidays. No
Yes, and
question.
what I'm afraid is that by that time next year, now that MoviePass won't be a thing, AMC is going to change their thing as well. They might raise the prices. They might change like how I imagine, especially when the movies start coming, the summer movies start coming out, they somehow make this more expensive because it's great right now. They're all implementing it right now when it's all over with. When everyone saw the Avengers, everyone's seen Star Wars, everyone's seen Jurassic World, or some people saw Star Wars, I should say. Um, but now that it's over with, this is great to introduce right now and change later. And maybe that is smart to do because now that the season has dried down, now they might not see that many people jump on it until next year.
That's very possible because there's
And
not.
there's not that many big Christmas movies either, right?
We've got Mary Poppins Returns. You've got the Nutcracker. You've got
Yeah, but that's not a big Marvel, Star Wars. Yeah, like we're not having any of those movies this year. No big DC except Aquaman, right? October.
Aquaman in October. There's something in there's a yeah, there's something. What am I forgetting? I know there's
Well, I guess what I'm saying is there's no Star Wars, there's no Marvel, there's no big giant movie that we're waiting for
right
at Christmas time.
yeah, that is fair. That's a fair point. But I know there's something. Is it Bumblebee? Bumblebee's holiday season.
Oh, I guess, yeah, but
I
those
mean,
movies,
that's a big. I mean, yeah, but
I guess there's just nothing where I'm like, I need to pay $20 a month for this. I don't
yeah,
know, because now I'm gonna ride MoviePass out, but
yeah.
I think once it starts to get to next year, and there's once I start seeing a lot more of the I guess whenever like Captain Marvel comes out or something like that, that's probably when I'll jump back on board.
That's a fair point. But I mean, I'm looking at November. Bohemian Rhapsody is going to be big. Um, what else
Yeah,
we got?
but
We've got Fantastic Beasts. I can't believe I forgot there's another Fantastic Beasts movie
okay.
this year. There's
Yeah,
that.
maybe that is the one, but
There's Creed. Hang on. There's Creed 2 and Wreck It Ralph 2 at the end of November. So I mean, there are bigger films.
yeah, but those I can see with MoviePass just fine in a regular theater.
True.
I guess in my head that's how I'm calculating it because I'm like, what would be worth me getting the AMC one, even though I already paid for the MoviePass? Is
That's
I guess.
that's an understandable point, and it does definitely come down to the big allure of A list is gonna be when MoviePass eventually goes under, everybody's gonna be looking for an alternative, and the thing that A list has is the premium formats. It's
Oh
the
yeah, man.
that's the
The Adobe,
yeah.
you that's the whole problem with Movie Pass is I've seen all these big movies, Star Wars, all of them, all in Adobe this year, even though I've had Movie Pass, because once you see it in that format, you don't want to go back on those kind of big movies.
No.
The sound changes everything.
Yeah, that Atmos system is just insane.
Yes.
It's beyond
Oh,
nuts.
because yeah, I went and watched Star Wars in that, and I both Last Jedi and Solo, and then I watched them both in a regular theater, and it's not the same at all. Like it's just not as loud. It's not as you just don't feel as engaged, I guess. But yeah, man, whew, yeah. And it's funny taking someone for the first time. I took a girl to go see the Ready Player One in that. And when suddenly they do the intro thing where they kind of like they do all the trailers and everything is kind of like normal, and then suddenly you hear the and then just like everything like waves rushing through the speakers and the seats are just shaking and she just freaks out. She's like, "Whoa, this is crazy." You don't expect it. That's always fun. It's always fun to see people there for the first time go bananas with it.
Yeah,
But
I do, because we've got one in Charlotte, and I've never been, but I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because I've never been in a Dolby theater, and
Hmm.
for as much as I geek out over the Atmos because of how I watch it, I'm just like
Yeah.
just knowing that you can when you're mixing it, you can pinpoint. It's not a matter of panning. It's not going from channel to channel. It's like, no, I want this sound to come out of that speaker. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. The array on that is madness.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Yeah, seeing Avengers and all these movies, like it was perfect. And next year I think it will be too. You know, we got the big Star Wars next Christmas, and all these other movies that are coming out next year. Like those big blockbusters, you're absolutely going to want to see in that premium format. And so yeah, so I imagine next time, sometime early next year, I'll be jumping on to AMC. For now, I'm going to see the Movie Pass. See, here's the crazy thing. I'm gonna go watch Jurassic World at the no. Are they still gonna be in the Dolby Theater?
I would
They
imagine
should
so.
be. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm gonna go
you're
see
gonna
Jurassic World.
you're gonna be good until Ant-Man, because I imagine that'll be what replaces it.
Right. I'm gonna use the Movie Pass for Incredibles, but yeah, no, man, yeah, that's when I'm gonna jump on it once the big blockbusters start rolling out. Maybe with Harry Potter, I might get it for that month. Uh, jump back on board and because that would be a fun one in
Yeah,
the
let me
Dolby.
there's a couple of terms and conditions with A-list though.
Okay,
When you first sign up, it's a 3-month commitment. So you are you
that's
you
fine.
you do have to do it for 3 months. And then when you cancel, and these are the kind of things built in because they don't want people hopping on and off and trying to game the system.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you cancel, you can't resubscribe for another 6 months.
Holy.
It's definitely a thing aimed at if you're some. But here's the thing: like if you're somebody who's really hardcore serious
I
about
mean, that.
this, you're
Yeah.
gonna you're it, and you cancel it, you're probably not gonna want it for 6 months anyway. Because think about what we're talking about here. We're talking about the
Right.
difference between the summer movies, which are June, and Christmas movies. That's 6 months.
Right.
I know that's it's a stretch in logic, but it's the idea of it is part of a rewards program. It is part of a quote unquote loyalty program.
Hmm.
As kind of creepy as that connotation can sound, it's the idea of if you go often enough, it's totally worth your money.
Yeah. I mean, what I'll probably do. Yeah, man. Oh man, I want to get it for a year, but that's like $240.
Yeah, 20 a month, yeah.
God, that's like. I mean, whew. Got to be really into movies.
Well, and I mean that's the thing. That's why it's part
Yeah.
of why the pricing is that, but it's also, you know,
Hmm.
for somebody like me, I would do it in a heartbeat because I would go. I
Right.
would constantly go, and especially knowing that I'm telling you, man, that premium format thing is just killer. The idea
Yeah.
that that you can just go now. It's no good for like marathons or fan events. Obviously it doesn't cover those because none of
Right.
them do. You can't go to like
What's cool is it goes towards your rewards, right?
yeah, the monthly fee
See.
you get rewards points for because you're not paying for the tickets, so you're not going
Right.
to get rewards for the tickets. You get
Hmm.
rewards for the monthly fee, and I think that's a nice touch.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because I can't tell you how many movies I saw in Dolby this year and did not get that, but I got it for like concessions, but that was it. Um, yeah, man, that's. Well, I guess I did get for the Dolby when I paid money for the Dolby,
Yeah,
but
yeah. If you paid for your ticket,
I
and
meant the opposite of that. I meant when I went there for just the movie pass, I guess.
yeah, you got
Um,
no rewards for those tickets. Yeah,
right. Yeah, but for 6 months, $120, that's not bad. I would do that knowing that I can get the Dolby, knowing that it would go towards um, the the credits. So that's actually not that bad.
yeah.
I gotta pinpoint this right because probably starting with I'm thinking with Captain Marvel is when I'll do that, and
Which
then
is
I'll
what, like March, I think.
yeah. So I'll probably jump on. I'll probably pay for like 6 months up front, and then in 6 months do another 6 months. That'll be
I
a
don't
lot
know. I don't
easier.
know if you can do that.
No?
I think it's just by the month.
Well, you said you got to do 3 months at a time.
Right, but it still bills it monthly. It's just that
Oh,
yeah, it's just that if you cancel before your 3 months is up, then it immediately charges you for the rest of your time.
Oh, that's fine. I like doing it all at once, but that's okay.
Yeah, no,
That
they
works.
they do. I don't know if that's an option. I don't think it is. I think maybe in the future it will be,
I mean,
because
they'd
this
have.
is
Well, imagine you cancel your credit card and you forgot to switch it, and then it cancels, and then you can't do it for 6 months. That would
well. I
suck.
think there's that's a thing for customer service. I think if you called
Yeah.
them and were like, hey, I actually canceled this credit card, but can I want to
Right.
restart. I think they would work with you on that.
Right. 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 Yeah.
I would hope anyway, because yeah, that would suck.
That would suck. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So yeah, when I saw this stuff, I was like, good for AMC. That is the perfect price, I think. You couldn't go lower than that to do
No,
what they wanted to do, and they could have went higher, and I'm glad they didn't.
yeah, I
I'm
think
afraid they're going to, so jump on board now.
it's definitely a we'll see. I think $20 is a good point, and especially,
Dude,
you
you're
know,
paying $17. I mean, I would. It's $17, or maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's like 14 to go see a Dolby Theater ticket here in the Orlando area,
so
right?
so go see 2 movies a month, and you've
Yeah,
saved money.
and
Like,
you've saved money, and you're getting points towards your stuff. This makes now. I wonder if they limit it to a certain amount per household, like
one,
MoviePass did.
it's one per.
Ah,
It's unique to each Stubbs member, so you can't share this. This is your this is just for the
right. But
person
can
paying
two
for it.
people get it? Can like you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend get it, right?
What do you mean? Like,
Well, is it? Can you have two of these per household?
I don't think there's a limit per household.
Well, that's great. Okay,
Yeah.
the movie pass you could only have one per household.
Yeah, I think it's just one per person. I think
Oh, that's great.
yeah. I'm
That's
not
perfect.
sure on that fine print. I didn't see that anywhere, but I'm pretty sure it's just if you are you know
It's
if
perfect.
you get this, then you get this. You can't share it, but it's
Right, 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 right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, no, that's a great gift. You know, like, hey, we can go see movies for the next 6 months, anytime. Three a week, which
Yep.
is still too much for most people. One movie a week is overdoing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So three a week, that's fantastic. You just get bored. You're like, hey, we got nothing to do. We already paid for this. It's kind of like how people around here in the Orlando area, when they have Disney passes or Universal season passes, since it's already paid for, you just think, well, we might as well go out to eat there. You know,
Right,
the
yeah.
nice atmosphere or whatever. It's gonna be kind of like that.
Yeah. And I'm sure there are going to be bugs and kinks along the way
Right,
once this
right.
starts rolling out. So the first month or couple are probably going to have their bumps, but
And
it's
you get to
not.
order it ahead of time. I wonder if you can pick your seats
You can if
through their
they're
apps. Oh, that's
if the
great.
theater has reserved seating, you pick your seat. It's just like buying a ticket online.
On
At,
like on Fandango or something. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's the same thing of like, oh, I'm just gonna pay for my ticket. Except if you're signed in, because you do it through the AMC website instead of Fandango or
Right,
movie tickets or something. You do it
right.
through AMC, and if you have a list, it's the same as everything always was,
This
except
is so much better than MoviePass.
yeah, except it gives you a little checkbox option of
Right,
yes, I'd like to use my A list for it, because sometimes you
right.
might not want to, but
Yeah, but I mean, for most movies, you're not gonna get. The only times things are really gonna sell out are big Avengers movies and Star Wars movies. That's really it, right? I can't imagine other movies you can't that week pick out and be like, okay, it's uh, I want to go see the new Harry Potter movie on opening night or the second night and be able to pick it. You know what I mean? Like, I think you'll be fine.
I think for Harry Potter we're gonna sell out.
Well, you'll sell out, but usually, you don't think that you think that will sell out a week before it opens up?
I think that it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to depend on how many people get a list. Like if suddenly reserve seating
Right.
becomes way more scarce way ahead of time, because
That's true.
you can reserve as soon as they go on sale.
Right.
It's just like
See,
buying a
that's
ticket.
perfect.
Yeah.
But then you're out one
Then
a month,
you're out one slot. That
one
if
a week.
Yeah, you're down to just having two because you've put that one away.
Ooh.
You've said, "Nope, this is very very important to me that I'm planning for this down the road."
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, I don't know, most people see one movie a week, if that.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. That's probably what I'll be end up doing for like Star Wars or the Avengers when those come out.
Yeah, just as soon as they come out, boom, my seat, done.
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah. I'll do
Man,
I'll do 2 movies a week for the next, 4 months until this comes out. I'm good. Like
yeah. Oh yeah. That's awesome.
but I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm really curious to see.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, let's see here. What else do we got?
Did you see did you see how they announced the title for the Spider-Man sequel?
I did. What didn't like Tom Holland like it's a joke now that he
Yeah.
leaks everything.
Yeah.
And he was at like a comic book convention, was that right?
He was like he was like filming something for Instagram or something, and he was like, "No, I'm not allowed to talk about this, but they did send me the script," and just showed like the front cover of the thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh yeah.
he's a treasure. I love Tom Holland. He's
Oh
fantastic.
yeah.
And yeah,
So
they've just grabbed that and run with it now.
mhm. Oh yeah. Who's oh man, this is gonna sound dumb. Who is the guy? You probably have no idea who I'm talking about. The guy that makes up movie posters and he does like a crazy good job with it. Um, like professional level. Kotaku and IO9 always post his stuff.
Don't know.
Um, I can't think. I just pulled it up. Hold on. Okay. Um, so his movie posters, the guy I'm about to tell you because I can't think of his name, and then I'm gonna read down here. Um, Boss Logic. Okay,
Okay.
you ever heard of him, Boss Logic? He's like just when you see his stuff, and I'll send it to you right now. Totally professional looking. His stuff always looks awesome. I recommend following him on Instagram or whatever. But he made a movie poster, and it's called Spider-Man: Far From Home, and it shows Spider-Man on. Because spoiler alert for Infinity War. Oh, should we? I don't know. It's not out on Blu-ray yet.
Not yet. No, not
God.
yet.
Oh, have I said too much? I don't know. Look at the movie poster. Okay, I'll say this. Let's just say Venom is attaching to him
Okay, well
in
that's interesting.
in the poster, and it's just called Far From Home. And I thought, man, that would be like how would that happen? Now that we got a Venom movie coming out, and that's a movie that I didn't think about. That's coming out this year. Um, now that we got Venom coming out, and I just thought that was a cool like, oh, that's how he gets home. You
Yeah,
know, because that's kind of that's how we got Venom in the first place.
true. Yeah, it'll
Was
be
Secret Planet or whatever, or Secret Wars.
yeah.
And he was on a different planet. I don't know. So you'll just I thought it was a cool looking movie poster. I thought, what a cool name. That would make total sense. But we already kind of heard that he's like globe trotting in this one. So, uh, but I don't know. So I sent it to you. I thought it looked pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a fun way to leak to leak it in quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. That's pretty dope.
Always look at Boss Logic stuff whenever movies are announced or whatever. The stuff is insane. Go follow him on Twitter. Dude is crazy. Like just crazy talented. Because he'll be like, everyone will be like, oh, that looks dope, and then he'll just make the perfect poster for it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got a Versace Infinity Glove.
Yeah. I like his Creed 2 poster. That's
Yeah.
badass.
Oh yeah. His Spider-Man homies poster. Yeah,
That's
it looks
funny.
cool. Yeah, but he's awesome. He's got Mortal Kombat 1, a ton of them. Yeah, go look at his stuff. It's really, really, really good.
He did.
Um,
I love the Rocket album cover.
Yeah.
Because it's very much done in like the Eminem curtain call style. That's great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna wind up falling down this rabbit hole. I gotta stop.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really good. That's seriously good stuff.
It's really He makes some awesome posters. But yeah. Anytime something comes out and yeah. But what else we got here? We got some news about Silk.
Yeah, Amy Pascal's heading up a film at Sony about Cindy Moon. So I think
awesome.
So that's cool. They're really going hard on their whole Spider-Man universe deal.
Yeah. Well, Silk's a great character. That's totally someone that you can add on there that
Yeah,
you,
but
you can
boy,
do a
is
lot.
it gonna be weird. How are they gonna introduce her in the movies though? Because none of that is movie canon yet.
Right.
Like how
I don't
she
know.
pops up, like that's gonna be interesting. Like I'm
Well, wasn't
curious.
she in Homecoming?
Was she?
Wasn't her character in Homecoming?
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe. I'm.
I
Oh,
think she was one of the characters.
might have been.
Yeah, she's in Homecoming.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She was.
I don't know if they.
Well, okay, okay. Let me rephrase. How are they going to introduce her Spider-Man lore side?
Right, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, oh, here's a girl named Cindy Moon. Okay, great, sure, I buy that. But like, how does she become Silk? Like, where does all that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Um, but should be interesting. I'm
Yeah,
I'm down for it. Man, I just remember Venom this year. Maybe I get the movie thingy. Maybe I get the AMC round then. Who knows? But you know what? I'll probably get it next week for it. Like an idiot. But once I jump on, I have to stay on because I don't want to like do without 6 months. That's the problem.
yeah,
Then I'm like, well, I guess this is just something I live with for the rest of my life now. I know that's what's gonna happen. Damn it. Um,
yeah. But Dolby, man,
yeah, that's the thing.
it is.
Yeah, but we're gonna get to that month where there's no big blockbuster and it's all like just like British romance comedies. Like, what am I gonna watch in Dolby?
Well,
You know?
that's where that's when you go on dates, like, because then you get to use it without
That's
having to
true.
like drag yourself, be like, oh, I really don't want to see this, but I should use this thing because I paid for it. Go out on a date, be like, hey, I can use this, and
Movies are the worst dates, I think.
I
That's a whole nother subject.
yeah, I mean,
You don't
yeah,
talk, you're just staring at I don't know. And then you do want to talk, but then you don't want to talk because everyone else is around you. And it's just, I don't know. I think, yeah, I think movies are great if you're like beyond dating. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, let's go see a movie.
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but if you're dating and trying to get to know them and I don't know, you can't, I don't know. You're
It dep-
staring at.
it depends on the movie, and it also depends on, like, hey, do you want to go see, like, I'm sorry, if I was trying to go out on a date and I said, hey, do you want to go see Avengers, and they went, what? I would immediately just be like, okay, nope, never mind, have a good day.
Yeah,
Like,
I wouldn't ask for Avengers though. That's kind of, I don't know. That's a little too. It depends on the girl, I guess.
that's the kind of girl I'm looking for. Like,
Right, that's true, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But I usually go with comedies or something like that.
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
that's classic. That's
Yep. Yep. Or adventure. I don't know. But yeah. All right. So we talked about Spider-Man. We talked about Silk. Um. Kevin Feige says that the Captain Marvel trailer is coming later this year. When do you think it's going to be?
it's gonna be either, I imagine, before it's probably gonna be before the Nutcracker movie. That's what I
What?
think. It's no, I'm saying it because it's a Disney movie. That's why I'm saying it.
Just put it before Mary Poppins. That makes more
That's
sense.
that's I think the more likely of the two, but it's also like Mary Poppins is Christmas, and he seemed to say like in a few months. So I'm thinking
Put it before Venom.
that was my third choice.
But isn't that kind of far out though?
Not really. It's October.
Yeah,
That's
that's like
that's 3 months, man.
no, that's not 3 months before.
Three. Well,
Her movie is in March
okay,
next
so
year.
5. No, 5 months. 5 months out. That's not too early for a trailer.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I imagine trailer to be more. It's probably going to be more teaser than trailer. It's going to be more like a minute of something than a full like 2.5.
Yeah, that's true. Then we'll probably get a bigger one later on.
We'll get a big one. Super Bowl.
Christmas time or
Yeah.
something. Or Super Bowl, yeah, that makes sense. When did they show the Black Panther trailer for the first time?
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Because that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah. I don't.
Let's see,
I
Black
don't remember.
Panther teaser
Shit.
trailer.
It would have had to have been before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, we can just find out on YouTube. It's going to show the date. June 9th, 2017.
So almost a year.
Oh, yeah.
6, 8
So-
months. 8 months before. So
So,
yeah.
yeah.
5 months, I think, is not outside the realm of
Not at all.
possibility.
Yeah. It's got to be Venom. That's the only thing I can think of. They wouldn't put it before a DC one. They have a relationship with Sony, so
Yeah.
that would kind of be perfect, I
Although,
think.
I don't know, didn't something play before one of them
Maybe.
that was the other? Like, I feel like I've seen that happen before.
You're right. It was probably Justice League or something like that.
I think so. I think I saw Justice League before.
It only makes sense because most people, we're big nerds. Most people don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
comic book.
they
Yeah.
don't know Batman. You know, they're just like, are they in the same universe? You know, more younger people know the difference, I guess. But once you hit a certain age, our parents or whatnot, they don't. They have no idea.
Yeah.
Or at least they act like they don't. I think they do. They just want to ask questions.
Yeah.
But yeah. And apparently, there's going to be more female and LGBTQ characters coming as well.
Yeah.
And
So,
I
cool.
remember reading, especially about the female stuff. I remember him saying the Marvel universe can be chock full of them, which is great because there's like, it seems like they've been going in that direction the last few movies, which is fantastic. It didn't like one. There was that scene in Avengers where everyone was like, "We need to get these characters in their own movie," right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they were working together or whatever. So I don't know. That's great. I think the MCU. I can't wait to see what happens after Avengers 4.
It's gonna be the landscape is gonna look so different. Like, for whatever happens, no matter
Yeah.
what happens, it's gonna look so different.
Oh yeah. I think it's gonna piss some fans off because they're not gonna see
You know what?
some of the
Yeah, and just stay home then.
right. Well, I mean, I think when you remove major characters that, you know, we don't know. It could be Captain America. We're assuming it's going to be some of the big guys, right, that have been in this series since the beginning. Tony Stark.
Well,
You know,
I mean, think about how many people whose contracts are up.
right, exactly. I think no matter what, it's gonna be bummer for people.
Sure.
But I'm excited to see them introduce new characters, like Captain Marvel, for example. She's not that well known. I mean, we know her, of course, in the comic book. If you've picked up comics in the last however many years, you know Captain Marvel. But anyone outside of that have no clue.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see. I'm excited to see what people think of that, and what they gravitate towards. So, I mean, if you think about Black Panther, he wasn't that popular of a character when his movie came out. There's so many people I know that only kind of have ever heard of him, and of course because of the Black Panthers, they know that there was a Marvel character like that.
Right.
But then once the movie came out, it was Wakanda forever.
Yeah, everywhere.
You know what I mean?
Like, to the point where you could see in press photos like a month after, Chadwick was so tired of doing that.
Hell yeah! So it's great to see these especially diverse characters get so much attention and so much love.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do, and this Disney deal, it seems like Disney is dead set on getting them.
I'm telling you, yeah, because they went from I've got it
let's
down
talk
here.
about it.
Yeah, we'll go to that real quick. Where do I have it? Oh, because Fox because Comcast said, well, we're gonna pay $60 billion. And Disney went, okay, we'll pay $71.3 billion. And I was just kind of like, holy. Okay.
Yeah.
God. Like, Disney is going to buy Fox. Period.
Yeah.
End of story. And I've been saying it since the beginning. Like, Comcast will drive the bid up, and Fox will sit back and let it happen. But when Comcast made the offer, there was nothing from Fox that signaled, like, oh yeah, we think this is a good idea, blah, blah, blah. They didn't have time for that before Disney went, yeah, we'll see your bid and raise you $10 billion. And and to be fair, there was about an hour before Fox went, yeah, we're going to take that deal. We like that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's that built-in relationship. This has been in the works for a long time. Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited.
Yeah, and I mean they've poured over the regulatory for this. Like, this deal has been, pre-screened 27 different ways. The actual just financial terms of it are the only things really that have to be ironed out. But
Hmm.
once that's done, it's a done deal. Like,
And Disney's gonna remember that extra 10 million they had to spend when it comes to Comcast.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
they're gonna hate that.
oh they
Um,
will make Universal pay for that in some way. I
oh
guarantee
yeah.
you. I
Oh, absolutely.
absolutely guarantee you.
Hmm.
And I
Yep.
think they're kind of doing it in the form of their theme parks.
Yeah, they absolutely are doing it in the theme parks.
Because, I mean,
They're
Universal added what? Some King Kong stuff and a Fast and the Furious ride, and Disney is adding Pixar World and Star Wars Land. Like,
yeah,
you tell me which is the better deal.
right, exactly.
So,
Yeah, yeah. And I'm thinking they're slowly phasing out their Marvel stuff. Because I think all the stuff they sell in the stores still goes to Disney's pockets.
well, and I mean, the rights to that can't be like, that's a rights issue that I want to take a look at. Like, I want to see what that deal was for why Universal.
I think it's east of the Mississippi is Marvel stuff.
Okay.
Something about east of the Mississippi, Disney can have, um, Universal can have certain things in their theme park.
But West, it's all
It's
Disney.
west, it's all Disney. Yeah, that's why I think they introduced all of the. But then again, actually, they're building the whatever ride here in Disney. So I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. They're building the Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot,
Yeah,
or
because
not
it's
Epcot, uh, MGM, whatever they call it now.
yeah, because it's replacing Tower of Terror, right?
Yeah, it's replacing Tower of Terror. So maybe
Yeah,
something's changed. I don't know.
that's
But
what I'm saying. Like, I would love to know what like, especially like time wise, like what's the duration on that?
right. So who knows?
Yeah, that's interesting, and especially since Universal is working so closely with Warner Brothers
Hmm.
because of I mean that's why Universal has Harry Potter World. So
Right.
that's interesting. Like in in one corner you have DC and Disney and Marvel, in another corner
Hmm.
you have Universal and DC.
Yeah.
And which team from a financial standpoint right now would you rather be on?
Oh yeah, definitely Disney. Yeah, they have the better properties, and it's a shame that I know Universal had to change. They had to adapt, and they switched from Back to the Future to The Simpsons and all this other stuff. But man, I miss those Steven Spielberg rides.
And Steven Spielberg movie. I mean, look, Ready Player One stoked a lot of fires.
Yeah.
It wasn't a giant financial juggernaut, but it reminded people that Steven Spielberg really makes good Steven Spielberg movies.
Oh yeah.
It
When is that on Blu-ray?
a
4K.
couple weeks. It's
Yeah.
digital. It's like digital in 2 weeks, and then Blu-ray in a month, I think.
Oh okay. Yeah. I'm picking that up for sure.
Oh
That's
yeah. Oh, I want that Blu-ray so bad. I'm not crazy about the artwork, but I don't really care.
right.
I'm curious if there's a steelbook. If Best Buy did a steelbook for that, I'll bet the artwork would be tremendous.
It looks like oh yeah, it looks like a Star Trek poster.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Ready Player One Steelbook. Um, I don't like that. It's just an egg, and then him like standing at the bottom of it.
Oh, it's actually got a steelbook. I haven't seen that.
It's got a steelbook, but it doesn't look good.
Let me see.
It's an Easter egg. I don't like
Well,
that.
but I mean,
We get
duh.
just do the poster, the good one.
I
That's all
yeah,
you had to do.
that's true. That's very true. But let's have a look here. I don't know. There's a very Spielberg kind of aspect to that, though. Like that to me reminds me of Close Encounters.
Yeah, I guess I just don't like the Easter egg thing. I don't know. Like we
I
get it. The moon's an Easter egg, whatever.
yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't know.
I like it. I dig it.
Yeah. Man, you know what I've been diving into the last few weeks? Can I go off topic here real fast?
What, here? You're kidding. We always stay stringently on topic here at We Geek Podcast.
So you know how I've been playing Pokemon Go this week like crazy. So I've been obsessed just back in Pokemon mode, right?
Yeah.
And and I've been looking at like videos online about history of Nintendo and help me pronounce it's Iwata, the
Satoru
previous.
Iwata. Yeah.
Yes. The president who passed away. Um, he was like 55, right? So yeah, he was really young. Um, I was looking at his history. I was watching videos on YouTube. Um, Gaming Historian is the guy I was watching, and a few other ones. He's got a great documentary on him. And I had no idea that he was the reason behind Pokemon Silver and Gold having the original lands in them.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like the reason why he became president was not just because that was a huge factor, but he was behind a few other things, like bringing over Pokemon from Japan to the United States with Pokemon Stadium, and a few other things. But yeah, no, I know this is completely off topic, but the documentary was amazing, and I had no idea how much he influenced video games at that time. And yet he was 30 years old when he was made president of that company,
Wow,
of Nintendo.
and I'm working 2 part-time jobs and producing a podcast.
Yeah, think
That's,
about that.
that puts a
Yeah.
lot in perspective.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I guess he came up with the technology for them to be able to, because he worked for, what was the company, Creatures or whatever the company that does Kirby. He was president of that company, and then they came out with Pokemon. Pokemon was a huge success, so they were like, we need to get Pokemon ready for a sequel. They did the sequel in a year, and it was just 4 of them, and he was a part of that crew, and he came up with the technology to put the entire first game in the second game,
Wow.
to reduce the digital whatever like in half. So they're like, oh, we can just completely put the first game in there, which to me, in video game history, all the games I've ever played, to me that was the biggest surprise slash like just moment I've ever had in a video game. When I was playing through Silver and Red, I'm sorry, Silver and Gold. I was playing through Silver because that's what I had. And then I found out that I'm going back to the region from the original game, and I'm going through those gyms, and time has passed, and like one of the islands has been destroyed, and then you go and fight Red at the end. My mind was blown. Like, how did they fit the entire first game in a Game Boy cartridge
Yeah.
on top of the second one? Which, if you think about a Game Boy game, the fact that they have all of that entirely is insane. So I don't know. I thought that was fascinating. Gaming historian, so I've been watching a lot of that stuff. Because I find that stuff so fascinating. And there's a million other, there was a million other little things about that man that was just awesome. That just stuff I didn't know. I watched a whole nother documentary on Tetris, which is a whole nother story I won't get into. But I mean, imagine creating Tetris in Soviet Russia, knowing that you're not going to see a penny because the government owns it.
Yeah.
And it's the best-selling game of all time.
Yeah, it's crazy just how many different. I mean, hell, we've got another iteration coming out for PSVR.
Oh yeah, and
Like,
it's interesting to see the story of how it went from that to now EA owns it.
yeah,
So
I'll bet.
the creator didn't see a penny for 20 years, which is madness. Imagine owning it was on everything. It was on computers. It was on Nintendo's, what I guess most people our age remember it from, the Game Boy. It
And that
was
Game Boy, yeah.
packaged with it. And it's just a fascinating story of how he blumbled his way into like giving the rights away to like 3 different people. And they were like, and it was just, I won't go too much into it, but it was just like how he wrote it like in a computer system. So they were like, oh, that means we can put it on console. And then like years later, they were like, wait a second, you don't have the console rights to it. So it's just, and then you have to deal with the Soviets and everything else. It was a huge mess. And when the Soviets found out how big it was, they were like, well, then we need to make the money off of it. So I don't know. It's crazy. Go check out that channel, I guess is all I'm saying. It was really cool.
That's got to be kind of a bummer to have the rights to your game go from, be in the hands of such an oppressive and hated regime. You'd have wished they'd never gone to EA, but
Yeah. Speaking of successful franchises, did you see that Pokemon is now the highest grossing franchise across all media?
that doesn't surprise me.
It beats Star Wars. It's at 59.1 billion.
Yeah, but all Star Wars has to do is come out with another movie.
That's not true. Star Wars did come out with another movie and didn't make that much.
Well,
and it's just a couple billion that it would make. I agree. Merchandise, everything else. I think Star Wars, Marvel soon, and Pokemon will kind of be the top 3 for a very long time.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But the big thing with Pokemon is Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll bet it microtransactions like crazy.
Pokemon Go has made more than every other Pokemon game combined,
It doesn't surprise me.
except for the first one,
Yeah.
apparently.
That's
First one
not a
was nuts.
shock.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm getting those numbers wrong. I'm probably getting those numbers wrong.
I
But
I
$100 million dollars revenue in 1 month?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a major. Yeah, okay, I guess retail sales 48.5 billion, card sales 10.254 billion, mobile game 2 billion, which I guess is what that's the Pokemon Go.
That's Pokemon Go, yeah, just by
Right.
itself.
Okay, so I'm completely wrong about that. The retail sales are 48 billion. Box office 1.02, and then VHS. It breaks it down. Then it does Star Wars, which is 42 billion, and then Hello Kitty is at number 3,
That's not surprising either.
which is from 1974.
Yeah, Hello Kitty's been around a really long time.
Yeah. Well, this one. Okay, so guess what number 4 is?
Uh, I'm gonna go Harry Potter.
Yes, The Wizarding World.
Yeah.
26.4. Below that is. You want to guess?
Uh, no, I'm tapped.
Okay. Goes Mario, then Batman, and then Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Interesting, but yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, and
I
Marvel's the one that's making like the most progress in the last 10 years.
yeah, it's by leaps and bounds, no doubt.
Yeah, so that one started about 2008. They don't count like Marvel comics or any of that. Just the cinematic universe. They count the box office, the merchandise for it, and the DVD. So yeah, that's the one that's gonna jump up there with Star Wars.
Yeah.
The more they pull them out. Star Wars, of course, they can have a dud, and they're still gonna make a bazillion dollars, especially with the theme park coming out next year, and all the other movies they're gonna make. And that was the other. We had that bit of news on here too, right? Didn't we? There was some hubbub that I guess Collider heard heard rumors that Disney was going to stop all production of their spin-off movies.
And I think what happened, I think this is a case of people were sitting around saying, okay, we need to rethink our strategy, and some people misheard that as like, oh my god, spin-offs are the worst idea ever, we have to stop doing them, they're losing us money, it's the end of the world as we know it. Mm-hmm. That's what I think happened, because there will still be spin-offs, but I think what's going to happen is going to be what Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed. We're not going to see them as often, but we will see them occasionally.
Right.
And I think they're going to be smarter about when they release them, because let's be honest, when they put it out this year was the stupidest possible time of year to release it imaginable.
Yes. Yeah. No. And I mean, Lucas actually came out. Not Lucas, not George Lucas, but Disney came out and said Lucasfilm scores on. Hold on. Lucasfilm sources on Thursday says that is inaccurate and report that future Star Wars movies falling outside the regular trilogy storyline have been put on hold are false. So they say they still have multiple Star Wars films currently in development, and that have not been officially announced. These projects are moving forward, separate from an already announced Star Wars trilogy overseen by Last Jedi Rian Johnson. So they basically just came out, and then they mentioned as well as the Game of Thrones guys. So they basically came out and said, yeah, we're still making all those films, and the other films we still have in progress either. So I completely agree with you. I think they've probably went back to the drawing board to think, how do we space these out so that it's not in the middle of the summer, and it's not, we probably need to do one a year. And if we're going to do two, they have to be at different times away from everything else to make a profit.
Yeah, and I wonder how many of these are going to be, I hesitate to use the word smaller, but like...
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
If you're going to put it in the summer, make it a smaller one.
Or if they're going to put them on the streaming service.
That's true.
That's kind of what I meant by smaller. Like,
give me a spaghetti western Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that you don't spend that much money on. You just shoot it in the desert, and it doesn't have to have that much Star Wars in it, but just give us Obi-Wan Kenobi telling a cool story, and you can have some effects. Like, you can have some, some stuff, but man, how many people would appreciate if Disney somehow just made a film almost like they did back in the day.
I'm telling you, right?
And they almost did that a little bit with, you can tell they were trying to do that with The Force Awakens, as in, let's use all of these props, physical effects. They still have the big Star Wars special effects, in space and stuff like that. But I think people would really dig an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie in the middle of Tatooine. He has to solve some issues. You could throw in Darth Maul or whoever. You can throw in, I don't know. Well, I guess you couldn't throw in Darth Maul because he doesn't meet him until Rebels, right? You could throw in Boba Fett. You can throw in Han Solo. Han Solo. Yeah, Han Solo knows him, right?
I don't think so.
They meet up. Chewie doesn't Obi-Wan Kenobi say, like, we're going to Mos? Oh no, that's right. They go to Mos Eisley. Then they meet Han Solo.
Yeah.
They must know of each other. There is never any, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't have to be someone like that. It could be Boba Fett. Somebody to throw in there. You could do a smaller movie like that, right?
I'll tell you what I would rather have than having a Star Wars movie every year. I would rather have a Star Wars movie one year, and then on the Disney streaming service, whatever they're going to call it, a season of a Star Wars anthology. A limited season, just like 6-8 episodes of, here is this story that we're going to tell, and it's different every year.
You're right. I would love actually an Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
I would so much rather have it that way, because I think that's better all around. It goes on the app, people can watch it whenever they want, and it's not in direct competition with the fact that Disney is the one flooding the movie market that it has to compete against to begin with. Right.
We don't need Dengar the movie.
No.
Put that, but dude, I would watch an anthology series with him. Imagine an anthology just season with the bounty hunters with IG-88.
That's true. That would be interesting. Yeah, Bosk in one season. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I think people are crazy. Did you see someone created a?
God, yes.
I think it's a scam, but they've raised like hundreds of millions of dollars because they want to. It's not even worth talking about. I saw a picture online. You know the movie Misery?
Yeah.
It was her with the script up saying, "I have my Last Jedi script." That's how people are acting.
Yeah, and it's just this is why, Kelly Marie Tran had to get off social media. This is why all this just garbage. I just hate people sometimes. I really do.
So sad. Like it was never even, I know people did not like the prequels, but it never felt this just.
Well, we didn't have social media back then. I think that if that came out now, it would have. I do. I think you would have seen the same thing, and it's pathetic.
You just see the worst. I guess that's the thing. You can see the worst of somebody, and all they got to do is post something online.
Yeah.
Where before, in the 90s, you just didn't know they existed because they were somewhere in Ohio, and you just never heard of them. You know what I mean?
And somebody else opened all the fan mail, so you never had to read it. Like
exactly. Yeah, and it's oh man, I actually look back. And I think of the prequels in such a just a better light now because we know how people can be now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not reflected in the movie. I like The Last Jedi. It's just how crazy people are. I don't know. It's ugh. I don't know. Celebrations next year though, so I'm sure no matter what, we'll find out by then. Whatever they're doing.
Yeah, they'll have big announcements then. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, because the streaming service is next year, right?
Yeah, it's next year.
So they gotta have something.
Yep, they gotta have something for it. So, we'll find out. Let's get back to some news. Sorry, we got us totally off track there. We got some Jumanji news. The Rock announces a sequel to Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, confirms. Basically says he and everybody else is gonna come back.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Movie was great. Did you see the new Predator trailer?
I did. So much better than the first one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This was the only trailer they should have ever released. The first one was just bad. Oh, yeah. It's just so bad.
Trash.
But this one was actually really good, and I watched this and I thought, okay, now I'm excited. Now I want to see this movie.
Right.
After the first trailer, I actually like genuinely thought I don't want to see this. I
Yeah, no, I
really
agree.
did.
It looks so plain and boring.
But this one I thought, okay, now I see. All right, I get you. I get
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm curious about. I don't know if I like Super Predator, but we'll see.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it already did happen. That's the thing.
No, they did the Pred Alien in
Okay.
AVP Requiem, but this is, I don't know, this is different. This is like a weird, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with it. The way the one trailer sounded, it made it sound like they're crossbreeding predators and humans, and I'm thinking that's kind of silly because humans are are biologically an inferior species to the predator.
Was that guy turning into a predator? Is
Oh,
that what I saw on the table?
oh God, I don't know. I think they had captured one because that ship
Oh,
crashed, and there's always more than one on a ship, so they probably salvaged one.
for some reason I thought I saw, and it was like a quick 2 second flash, but I thought I saw a guy's arm getting bigger, and maybe it was just like maybe it was like his sword coming out of it or something. I don't know. But then yeah, it was it looked like for a second it looked like someone was turning into a predator, and then flashes and flashes, and then it's back, and he's standing up, and he's a predator, and he's cutting people. So maybe it was just him waking up.
I hope so, because God, that sounds like a stupid idea.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Terminator 6 set photos of Linda Hamilton leaked online.
Yeah, she's back. She's blonde. She's badass. Like I'm down. Like this, I really hope that this movie, because I think they said they're just I know that with Halloween coming out, they're ignoring everything except the first one. I
Oh,
hope
okay.
I hope that with Terminator, they're ignoring everything that happened after two.
Oh, okay. She's called Terminator 3.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the Halloween one that they're making is basically just Halloween 2.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm okay with
Um,
that. Erase. If you're like, hey, the only way to fix this story is to act like a bunch of it doesn't exist. I'm okay with that. I don't mind.
yeah, we got. You go ahead and take this next one, this
Yeah,
arachnophobia
I was
one.
afraid you could do this because I hated this movie. Um,
Oh, it's so good.
yeah, it was, but yeah, shut up. They're, they're because Amblin isn't doing enough. They're partnering with Atomic Monster, which is James Wan's production company, to do a
Ooh,
reboot of Arachnophobia. Um,
man,
oh God, I hated that movie. I hated it so much.
yeah,
I still hate it because it wasn't about like, oh my God, these giant 80-foot tall spiders. It was just spiders.
yeah. I mean, I'm feeling them on my legs right now,
Yeah, I'm
and it's
sitting
just
here.
my hair standing up.
Yeah, ugh.
Yeah, it's man. There's that. That's I would. Yeah. What's that movie with Matt Damon where they shrink him?
Uh, yeah, the one that was really
Bombed.
offensive. Um, oh God,
The whole idea was there's overpopulation, so they can shrink you, and you can live in
yeah,
this
I can't.
mansion in this small world.
I just can't remember what it was called, but yeah, I know
So,
exactly what
so,
you mean.
so that's the idea of the movie. And I saw someone post today. It was like, would you do that if you were like, we could shrink you. You can live in a mansion. You can have all this stuff you wanted to. You can party with all these people. You don't have to work another day in your life. And would you do that? And someone was like, no, because spiders. And size is the only thing we have on them. I thought that's so
That's
true.
a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair
It's a
point.
fair point, because what if spiders got loose in there? It'd be done.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, a movie just about just spiders everywhere. Like I'm looking at everything around me now. And I remember in that movie, they came out of everything.
yeah, they did.
And when they were coming out of the sink, that's what really freaked me out. And the toilet and everything else.
Uh
Oh
huh.
God.
Yeah.
I rode my bike to the park, and I put my hand on the bench because I was resting, and a little spider crawled across it. And I was like, oh my! You just freeze. Everything in me was telling me to smack the spider off, but I just freaked out and shook it off. Ugh, man, just thinking about spiders right now.
So
Thanks.
Star Trek news.
Yes. Some great news. Multiple series are in the work at CBS. Show set Starfleet Academy, Unknown limited series, Con limited series, animated series, and Alec Kurtzman production company, Secret Hideout, working on some of the after some of those after signing 5-year deal with CBS.
Yeah, and one of those, it's being speculated, is a sort of a last generation
Well,
kind
did he
of.
say that he was doing it?
He hinted at it, like he kind of teased
Man,
everybody.
what else is he doing right now? He's out of X-Men.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Patrick Stewart wanted to retire, he could, because he's old and he's had a bunch of careers. So me,
I agree, but I would love to see him in a Star Trek series.
oh, would too, absolutely. But yeah, I mean it's his call, really. I firmly believe if he called up CBS and said yes, I would like to be on Star Trek, they would move heaven and earth to make it happen. No,
Oh
there's
yeah, he's a Family Guy. Like he would do it in a
yeah.
heartbeat. I think.
Oh, he would absolutely. If it is, I really do think it's just up to him. If he wants to do it, it'll
Yeah.
happen, no question.
It might not be like a major role. Who knows? But it might just be like, I don't know. Man, oh, I would love to get some more Next Generation. And if they got him, just imagine who they could get to sign on with him.
I almost hope, and part of it's because I love Will Wheaton, but I almost hope that they show like a memorial for Wesley Crusher.
Oh no!
Just because of how much, I mean, like
Will
people.
Wheaton would join in a heartbeat. I would love to see see
I-
Will Wheaton on a Star Trek show.
Yeah, but his character, like most Trek people, really, 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 really hated Wesley Crusher.
I know, but imagine him coming back.
It would
A
almost.
redemption story.
Yeah, I don't think they would do it that way.
I don't know. I agree. I don't think he would be on it, but nerds love him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure, they love him.
I think people have turned around on him.
I'll tell you what I would love. I would absolutely love if he was the villain.
Oh man.
That way you get your cake and eat it too. I really think
Yeah,
that would
that's
be
true.
it.
Yeah. I ended up killing Wesley Crusher off. Yeah, no, I can't, man. Give me more Star Trek. I need to finish Discovery.
Yeah, I do too.
I've only seen a few episodes and I loved what I saw, but life got in the way.
Yeah.
But and I hear it's amazing. I hear it's from beginning to end just amazing, and I'm pissed that I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow because it's really late right now. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. I'm gonna catch up on that.
There you go.
I think don't I have to sign up for something? I don't know.
CBS All Access. Yeah.
That's right. It's like $5. I think I'm gonna do it.
It's 3. God, is it up to 5 now? It was like
Or is it-
3.
is
It's like
is it
3 or
less?
4. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll.
It
that's even
was. I don't know about now.
Oh, adios meals. Yeah, because I remember I was talking about changing cards because that actually did happen to me. I went and canceled my card, got a new one, and now I've noticed all of my things have like canceled,
Yeah.
and I'm contemplating now what I actually need.
That's one way to do that. Be like, do I
That's-
really use that enough?
Yes, so I'm sticking with the Universal, of course, Netflix, and I think HBO is the only other thing I'm going to sign up for.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down by this time next week. I'll have watched all of Westworld season 2 against my better judgment.
I hear it's good.
I see. I don't. I watched the first 2 episodes and I thought this looks
was
like all
lost.
the worst parts of Lost.
Yeah, that's true. That's funny. I said I was lost. Yeah, I was lost with it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what? Wait, what's going on?
So I don't know. Like I'll make myself pull through it. Like I'm unfortunately probably gonna have to make myself dig through Luke Cage season 2 because apparently it's awful.
Yeah, man. Ever since
The second half of the first season of Luke Cage, it's kind of gone downhill for him.
everything's gone downhill for those. I like the Punisher season. Apparently, no one liked Punisher. I like the Punisher.
I did too, and I like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones season 2 I thought was really strong.
I watched about half of it, and I thought, I don't like this.
That's fair. That's totally
I
fair.
need to finish it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even think they got to the bad guy. No, I don't know. Like, I maybe I didn't watch half of it. Like, it was a mystery of who this person is,
Yeah.
and it just seemed like it was going nowhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
The Defenders was not great.
No, I thought
And
that
Iron
was
Fist was
terrible.
really not great.
That was really not great. They should have put Iron Fist with the Luke Cage. Why didn't they do that? Oh, they're not gonna listen to me. Who knows?
I
I mean,
wonder why.
are we gonna get? I know we're getting a new Daredevil, but I mean, I think that it might be it for the Marvel Netflix shows.
Yeah, what are they gonna do after that? Like
Well,
they're
they're going to Disney, right? I mean,
no,
Disney
the Netflix Marvel deal stays with them.
really.
Yeah, that stuff. The net. Yeah, they made very clear like the deal for the Netflix Marvel property stays with them.
Are you sure they're
Yes.
not going to just run out of their deal and then move everything over to Disney?
It depend like now once that deal ends, I don't know, but I know for
That's what
the
I mean.
yeah, but I don't I maybe, but I think that it would behoove Netflix to use it while they've got it.
That's true, but I
But
can't imagine I can't imagine Disney will re-sign. I imagine now that they'll have their own thing, they would probably. I mean, they got to fill their app with something.
yeah,
I assume that they're going to be like, all right, let's, maybe not necessarily like not bring everything over there, but like, yeah, it would be weird to be like, here's a new Daredevil show with a new actor, like it would be
yeah.
a little weird.
No,
But
I think because I think the Marvel TV stuff stays with Netflix.
okay,
For the time, at least for the time, like I said, for the time being, I don't know what the time is on those deals. Um,
yeah.
but it may. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Um, in other news, Kevin Owens got on stage with Shania at the Shania Twain concert.
I saw that like he was there and he was like super stoked about it. And
She brought him on stage because he had a sign that said "I love you, Cheyenne."
ugh, good for Kevin. Good for him.
Just he's breaking down doors.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, didn't he like tweet out the other night like the wrong date? He was so excited to go.
Yeah, he was just super stoked. Yeah, good for
He
him.
looks so he looks so dumb on stage. Like he looks like so confused with this sign. Oh man. Anyway, sorry, back to the show.
At least one Kevin had a good week this week.
Right. Right. Wait, what do you mean?
Well, Kevin Smith did not have a good week.
What happened to Kevin Smith?
Comic Book Men got canceled.
Oh yeah. Man, AMC, should we get into that?
This is why this doesn't make sense to me, because they need to suddenly fill an awful lot of time.
Kevin Smith could totally take over the role of who we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Because
minus
he does a better job, I think, than who we're about to talk about.
he does. And
Maybe
there's
that's why.
man, I don't know. All I know is that because Kevin talked about it on an episode of Smodcast and was just saying, that AMC, whoever it was at AMC that he talked to, and it wasn't a bad, like, it wasn't a vitriolic thing. It was just like, look, because of, they said, what was it, because of monetary concerns, they have to cancel it.
Yeah, I mean, they had him on at like midnight, right?
Well, but I mean, here's the thing. That's AMC's own damn fault. I mean, they had
Right.
their
Oh no, I'm not blaming the
Yeah.
guys. I'm definitely blaming AMC for that.
I'm just like their lineup was, The Walking Dead, Talking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, talking with this guy who's no longer at this company, a repeat of the last 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, and then Comic Book Men. Like, it's kind of their own fault.
Yeah, Comic Book Men should be like Thursday nights at 9 o'clock or something. Like they really screwed that up. It should be like on the same time like Pawn Stars and stuff like that's on, because that's like that's what that show was about. Is it was like a nerdy version of Pawn Stars.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and that's not how comic book shops work. But you could tell that they were like, let's just do what they do, where we bring in someone that we plan for them to come in. We know we screen them ahead of time, and then we record the conversation.
Right, and then and then eventually it got to where they had guests on, and so they would do
Stan
some.
Lee. Yeah,
because I think Stan was the first one, and then they got to where they had Dean Cain on, and that was when they kind of just started doing skits. Because Dean was down for it. He was like, "Yeah, sure, we'll do whatever," and so they just kind of went with it.
See, I think they should have just went the other route and went total reality and just did like a reality show in a comic book shop, because that's what I would love to see. I'd love to see a comic shop do a reality show.
Yeah, but man, I've got to kind of imagine that, like, for most of those guys, it would just be Walt complaining about stuff, and Ming running half of it, and then
Right.
just it would have just been kind of boring, I think.
I would have liked that because like the real version of them, not like this tell them what to say, redo scenes. Like all reality shows are kind of like that, but
Yeah,
man, I would like a like real reaction of people going in there and talking about comics and just raw. Um, but I don't know. I would love something like that. It's way too Pawn Stars, and scripted, and I don't know. I'd rather like to see a real comic book shop operate, and the drama that can happen, and all the different characters that come in. They didn't really do that. There were no characters. All the people that came in seemed like they were there to sell one thing and then get out of there. It didn't seem like there was a single regular.
that would be the best part of it, would be the regulars, no doubt.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know.
I listened to a show called Talking Comics, and the people on the show I feel like I've just known forever now because I've listened to them for so long. And a guy on it, Bob, he's an older dude, and he just talks about going to the comic shop and all his conversations. And I just if you took that and put it in a TV show, you would get these genuine people. And I just feel like the AMC show, we did not get the genuine versions of them. We got the we know Kevin Smith, and we're gonna I don't know. It didn't feel right, I
Yeah.
guess. But it was 9 seasons, dude. That's nothing to shake. Whatever. That's a lot of seasons.
7, I thought.
Oh, 7. My bad.
Yeah,
I thought it was 9.
no, it was 90. It was 96 episodes, and that was
Still.
the thing that bummed Kevin, was like he just wanted to get to 100. Like it wasn't some kind of magical guarantee number, I think, but he just liked the idea of getting to 100 episodes.
So I wonder what that means for his relationship with AMC,
I think
because
I think they're fine because he did a lot of stuff for him at upfronts and everything too.
yeah, I mean, let's just talk about it, because uh, Chris Hardwick was let go from AMC completely. He was fired. He can't. I think like everything dropped him. He's not going to Comic-Con. Um, I think he stopped doing his podcast. I don't think he's released anything. Because his ex, Chloe, what's her last name?
Dykstra.
Okay, yeah, she penned an essay outlining alleged sexual assaults during the relationship. Some pretty bad stuff, pretty gross stuff. Um, and he responded by saying essentially, "I didn't do it, and she cheated on me anyway." And yeah, it looks bad. Apparently, you know, I guess she said she has a lot of evidence, because I imagine he's now going to probably take her to court because
I
of
would
this.
imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost his job, his livelihood, everything, and I imagine now it's gonna go drag down the courts. So she said she's got evidence for everything. So God bless her. It's such a man that sucks, because I dug his podcast. It's one of the reasons we kind of, or me at least,
And me.
I
And me. Yeah.
and you, yeah, I got into this because I remember him listening to his podcast where he sat down with his father before his father passed away, and I thought that was such a cool thing that he did, not knowing, of course, that his father was going to pass away, but he just wanted to get to know him, and it was just a way to talk and to just record it. And man, it's crazy to hear that someone that you kind of look up to can also be a nightmare person. Behind the scenes, that's the thing. You don't really know what goes on behind the doors of a lot of people, and it's,
Part
I always like to, of course, give the person who's coming forward with this the benefit of the doubt, because they have nothing to, all she has is to lose out of this.
Yeah, you can't, like, this is not an accusation you level at somebody of his stature without, you don't lie about this
His
at
power,
that level.
yeah,
Like,
for
that's,
sure.
and I mean, she talked about that in her essay, that after they broke up, like, he kept her blacklisted, in a sense, from a lot of different companies. And I mean, this is not going to improve that. So this isn't a benefit here. There's no scam here. Like, this is, and she didn't name him, but,
Right.
pretty much all but named him.
Right. Right.
But, she said, I've said my piece, and that's the end of it. And everybody came out and said, okay, well, now we're going to take a look at this.
Oh yeah, yeah, and of course, AMC, just like kind of like what WWE did with Enzo, even though Enzo was, they cleared no charges against him or anything, they had to make a call because, especially during the whole Me Too movement and everything else, companies don't want to be anywhere near that, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And so even if they're guilty or not, it doesn't really matter because that kind of attention, like that's just, they don't want anything to do with that. Go take care of what you need to take care of, and maybe in the future you can talk. But I don't know. It's this whole situation's gross and it sucks. So
This is what happens when nerds get power. And I hate to make that as a broad statement, but take a look at a lot of the people who have been accused of this, and it's people who were bullied and didn't, like, there was no adjustment. Like, the bullying stopped, they got out of high school, they got away from whatever, and then they got big. I look at, and sometimes they had privilege. I look at somebody like Max Landis, sometimes they didn't, but they then found themselves in a position of power, and the dynamic that they're used to is the people in power exert their will over everybody else, and that was life for a long time. And in a lot of cases, especially like high school bullying, like, nobody does anything about it, and so it just becomes the norm, and it gets kind of ingrained, and it's hard to get out. And unfortunately, this is what happens. And I'm not offering up an excuse. I'm not saying, oh, here's why he did it, cut him some slack. I'm saying this is a problem.
yeah.
And it's something that needs to be, this behavior doesn't happen overnight. It grows from these things that are not talked about, that are not adjusted, that are not taken care of.
All right. Yeah, it's gross. So I mean, there's no more Talking Dead at this point. That's why, that's why I was like, it's confusing AMC would make this kind of move after
Right.
losing Talking Dead and all of this. You'd think they have Kevin Smith in their back pocket. Why not? And I don't think he's been open about all the dumb shit he's ever done. And it's always been like, nothing crazy.
No,
So I don't see why they wouldn't be like, just, you talk a lot. You're a nerd. Sit on the couch. You could do this.
They could absolutely have given him Chris's Talking with Chris Hardwick and just called it Talking with Kevin Smith, and not changed anything, and it would be a fantastic show.
I think this says a lot about the state of The Walking Dead and the state of AMC.
Agreed, because I'm curious how much longer The Walking Dead is going to go, considering what they're doing this coming season. I wonder just how much more gas that's got left in the tank. But then what do they do after that? They've got Into the Badlands and Preacher, sure, but those are going to run their course before long. I imagine Into the Badlands is going to run out of gas first.
Right. They don't have a Breaking Bad, or, Walking Dead kind of took the place of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So they need, I loved Halt and Catch Fire, but I think that's done.
Yeah. See, there's like what does AMC have anymore?
They don't. They need to, man. I know FX got the rights, but they should have The Name of the Wind, the Killer King Kong Chronicles.
That would have been something. And I wonder, that may be something that they might still be able to negotiate on, because I don't know, when we go so long without hearing news on something, you begin to wonder just what's being done. That's if AMC really wanted to go hard in the paint on that, I think they might be able to do something with that, but they've got to do something.
They could. I'm surprised that they haven't tried to do Invincible. They got Robert Kirkman in their back pocket.
Yeah, well, that's going to Amazon.
Oh, it is. That's right. Okay.
Amazon got that. They're doing an animated series for that.
Oh, that makes sense. I don't know. There's a ton of properties. Pick one up.
I mean, look, if AMC is going to say, for financial reasons, we're canceling Comic Book Men, which could not have cost that much money.
Right, exactly.
So just how much trouble are they in?
Yeah.
It poses a bunch of questions.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. Where are we at?
Invincible, I think.
And in yeah, we talked about okay, yeah. So yeah, we animated series coming to Amazon. They'll have 8 episodes. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Have you read any of Invincible?
I started to a long time ago. And what I read was cool, and then I just, for whatever reason, I didn't keep reading it.
Yeah, it completely changes after the first volume. The first volume's like very almost like Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, almost very like I don't know. It's very by the numbers.
Yeah.
That sounds negative. I don't mean it like that because I loved Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well,
Don't get
because
me wrong, but
you know, you have the story beats you hit for an origin story. Some things you have
yes,
to set up. I get that. Yeah.
and then it goes like just oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, what's happening? And then it's like oh I'm reading an Image book.
Yeah.
And it gets crazy. I don't know if you know what happens in it, but
I don't.
uh,
No.
okay, yeah, there's some crazy stuff that happens that's really good. Um, Invincible is amazing, man. Now I want to start reading that again. I went hard in the paint reading the Star Wars comics, man.
Yeah,
I'm all caught up
because there's so many of them though. Like
and they're all so good.
I know that's the other problem.
Oh man, oh dude, I listened to an excerpt from the Thrawn novel.
Oh,
It's coming out.
the new alliances.
Alliances, yeah.
Oh,
And there's a part in it because a lot of apparently some of the book is a prequel, and it's about Anakin Skywalker meeting Thrawn for the first time.
right, sure, because they talk about that
Yeah.
in the first Throne book. Yeah.
So it's cool to like get a book about Anakin Skywalker, and in the audiobook that I heard, it sounds like Anakin, it's Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, prequel stuff in a book. That's awesome. Because I was just expecting Darth Vader and Thrawn, and Darth Vader's very Darth Vader, and I don't like reading Darth Vader. But Anakin Skywalker is to me a little bit more interesting because he's a little bit more active than pray that I don't do the deal and whatever he says. You know what I mean? Like it's very different. Unless it's getting in Darth Vader's head, I like that. But anyway, I digress. I'm excited for that. It's next month.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I keep looking because I keep getting little notices from Amazon of like, oh, by the way, you're interested in this thing. I'm like, shut, just tell me when it's out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna buy the book, and I already did the Audible thingy.
Sure.
Yeah, that was one of the things that haven't run out yet. I'm sure it will hit soon.
Yeah, I love it.
But
I miss having Audible. I loved it.
Audible's great because even though I put it in now, if it runs out like in a week or so, it doesn't matter because I already put it in.
Yeah.
So it's already going to be on my Audible thing. So I don't know. But anyway, we got some Lucifer news. Netflix revives the show for season 4, and it will have 10 episodes.
Yeah. So they listened to them and they said, yeah, sure, what the hell, we'll do a couple more of these.
There you go. Did you see like Netflix let go like one of their top people?
Yeah, for being racist in a board meeting.
Yeah, what the hell?
God, just
What? How these people so high up? I guess that says a lot, about like. I don't know. I don't know the story, and I don't have it in front of me. But apparently, he was telling a story, and that was his excuse.
yeah. And to be fair, Netflix just kind of looked at it and said, "No, bull, you're out.
You're
Bye."
out. You can't do that.
But it does
Oh.
it does highlight that yet again. Here's another company in general, let alone an entertainment company, that's not tremendously diverse at the top.
Nope.
Got
Absolutely not.
got to fix this. Got to
It's
fix
like they
this.
have diverse shows, but the people that are making all the money off of it are not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, we got some Watchmen news. Jeremy Irons is going to star in it in the pilot, and we don't know what role.
Yeah. They're really tight-lipped about everything. They're like, here are the people in it, and that's it. That's all we know.
That's all I want to know, man. Because I know it's not going to be Watchmen. Like they're not going to go and tell the same story again.
Yeah.
So I totally in whatever. Just give me a story in that universe. Little America, Apple orders anthology series from. Please pronounce the name because I'm going to butcher it.
Oh, from Kumail Nanjiani and Emily V. Gordon.
All right.
So.
And 8 episodes are to focus on different stories about immigrants coming to America.
Yeah, it's based on a Vice did a story like this, and it's kind of based on that.
Yeah, Vice is great. I like Vice. Um, Comic Book Man, we talked about that. It was canceled.
Yeah.
WWE Monday Night Raw gets 5-year renewal on USA, and SmackDown Live to begin airing Fridays, beginning on October 4th on Fox.
And not Fox Sports. Fox.
On Fox. Yeah, so I think that's good. I like it a little bit more spread out than Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, but then you get Monday, Friday, because I mean, my God, when are we gonna have 205 Live? Is that gonna move to Fridays on the network after SmackDown? I guess it has to. But then you've got NXT. You're gonna have NXT UK, and then you've got everything that's on Sundays. Like there's content every day of the week, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I haven't watched wrestling since what was the one where Brock Lesnar fell on the chain fence?
God, the greatest Royal Rumble?
No, was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
No.
Yeah.
No. It was the one after Mania.
The greatest Royal Rumble. Not the Royal Rumble, the greatest Royal Rumble. The one they did in
Was that it?
yeah.
Okay, I think that's the last wrestling I saw.
Watch Money in the Bank. It was good. Money in the Bank was good. I liked Money in the Bank.
I heard all the results and I liked it, but
the matches are a little weird, but they're good. The men's Money in the Bank match was fantastic.
yeah.
The women's one was really good. The women's one was tremendous. And then watch the 2 days of the UK Championship tournament that they just did. So good. Holy crap.
I need to get back in the mode because I'm like completely out of it at this point. I was watching. Okay, maybe that wasn't the last thing I saw. I was watching the Raws after that and the SmackDowns, and I was like, I just don't like what they did with Nakamura. I'm tired of Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. It felt like, how long are they going to drag all of this out?
Watch Money in the Bank. You'll like it.
I think I will because I saw the results. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah. And the action is good. Like the matches themselves are good too.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like how why would I don't know. They really need to relook at what they're doing because I could not be bored more with Brock Lesnar and that whole situation.
Oh, and it just got worse this past Monday.
Oh, it did?
Because they came out, Kurt Angle came out because he was talking about he's going to have a big multi-man match at Extreme Rules to determine the number one contender, and he came out this week, and I don't know what the angle is behind this, but he came out and he said, so due to contract negotiation problems regarding Brock Lesnar, I am canceling the number one contenders match at Extreme Rules. And you're just like, I am so tired of Brock. I am so sick of this crap. Like, I'm just done with this garbage. I don't even care if they put it on Roman at this point just to get rid of this Brock nonsense.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, put it on anybody. Roman doesn't matter.
That stuff sucks. But Bailey this week just snapped. It was gorgeous. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, she's turned heel now? Or?
She went nuts on Sasha, and at one point she's beating her down by ringside, and she's like, you think you're better than me? You think you're
so
better
she turned face.
Yeah, well, maybe because Sasha's still kind of like in that in-between, but I mean, Bailey just lost her mind, and she's just beating down Sasha, and I really loved that, like, at one point, I think she kind of went a little off script, because she was like, you think you're better than me? You ain't shit. And you're just
that's great.
Just like, go Bailey!
No, that's fun. Alexa's the champ now, right?
Alexa's champ.
I like that.
Ronda is suspended because she beat the ever-loving crap out of Alexa and Kurt Angle.
Right.
That was a good segment. I like what they're doing with Ronda. And Ronda sells fantastically. She is so good in that ring. And I'm pleasantly surprised. I really am.
That's good. That's what I heard. Yeah, see, it seems like I just want to watch the pay-per-views now because pay-per-view sounds awesome, but everything in between, it seems so forgettable.
That's fair, because it has been. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch Money in the Bank. It was good.
Does Alexa and Nia have beef in real life?
I don't know. I don't think
it seems like they do.
Yeah, they might. I don't know.
I was seeing that Nia got in a lot of trouble because she was mocking, I guess, her tattoo. She got a tattoo that says, like, I am enough. And it's about her, like, their struggles with her eating disorder and stuff. and she went on Twitter and mocked her about it. And it's like, wait a second, aren't you supposed to be the one that got bullied, but you're bullying her in real life
Yeah,
about real life stuff? I heard that she got in a lot of heat because they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure behind the scenes Alexa is not the crazy bully. She seems like she's just super into Disney and whatever. I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
I'm
That's
interested
weird.
more behind the scenes stuff than oh yeah, but I don't know. Did you see that Enzo did an interview with Stone Cold?
Really?
And he told like the whole story. And it's fascinating. And again, you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's his point of view, of course.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating how much he didn't know. Like to the level of, I guess I just assumed he knew about the whole thing and he didn't tell anybody. And it was like there was no charges against him. He was never contacted by the police. He found out when someone pulled him. When he was, it's crazy because he was supposed to be the most seen person on that Raw 25, or 25 years, right?
Yeah.
He had a whole angle where he loses his championship belt in a game of poker at the beginning of Raw.
Okay.
And he goes out and fights Goldust and he loses, but he doesn't lose the championship because he lost it in the poker game. And then later on in the episode, Nia Jax wins the championship back for him and hands it to him.
Okay, yeah, because they were doing that thing, yeah.
Yeah, and what was going to happen with that whole angle was he was going to hook up with Alexa Bliss and screw over Nia.
And so that was going to set them up. Okay.
And that was going to set them up to fight each other, yeah. That was going to be the whole angle, and they had to completely scrap it because of everything that happened.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating hearing like what happened behind the scenes, like how he showed up and he was doing rehearsals and he got a million text messages and they're like, this tweet's out there, and he had no idea. He was never contacted by anybody, nothing. He found out that night, and the next day he was told. He was like, oh, I don't know, it's interesting. I would go listen to it. Just to see what happens behind the scenes, I guess.
Yeah. Eesh.
When that kind of stuff happens. So, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, I want to get back into it. I'm gonna watch Money in the Bank. That's the one thing I got to sign back up for is, see, here I am. I'm just signing back up for shit. That's two of them now during this episode. Now I'm gonna sign back up to WWE. But I at least need to see the Money in the Bank. I hear it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm so disappointed what they're doing with Knock.
Yeah, and especially like he was supposed to have a match for the U.S. title tonight, but apparently he was injured. I haven't watched SmackDown, but like I was seeing some reports before the show that like he had some kind of injury.
Yeah, see, they're squandering them. He doesn't have that many years left, and I'm afraid this was going to happen to Braun Strowman. They're going to keep teasing him. And then he's legitimately going to hurt himself, and they won't be able to use him like they could, like right now.
Yeah.
He's having the run of his career, just what he's doing, and they're going to dick around until he can't move anymore, and then he's going to have a boring, I don't know. Just it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you see people like Brock Lesnar doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like there could be someone there every night, like they are. It's just frustrating. Anyway, but back to news. We got a few more things here before we go over. PlayStation Now service rumored to be getting download feature in September. If
they do this, I'm signing back up.
Yep.
No question. Because the streaming function sucks. It's terrible. If you don't have like an Ethernet hookup to your internet, you're screwed.
Right.
Like it's just crap over Wi-Fi, even if you have good speed. Like it sucks.
Oh yeah.
So give me a download feature. I'm there.
The game director for Final Fantasy VII Remake came out and admitted that, we announced it too early, but they did it to avoid leaks and spoilers, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. And I like that. That Nomura came out and owned it. He was like, "Yeah, we know, we get it, but we had to."
Right.
Fair enough.
And I think that, like, man, they keep treating the video game industry totally different from any other one. any other industry, they will announce things years ahead of time without a problem.
Yeah.
But the video game industry, it's like everything's super secret because of E3 and stuff.
Yeah.
Tall Tale Games that come out and said that they're switching from their 14-year-old engine. They use Unity engine beginning with Stranger Things project.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, for real. Go ahead and take the next one.
Yeah, I love this news because this is I'm a huge fan of this franchise. Hidetaka Miyazaki from Software said that yes, a new Armored Core game is still in development, which is awesome. I love that series. God, I love it so much.
Sweet. Oh yeah. We got some Spider-Man news. Upcoming video game to be made canon during the Spider-Geddon comic event.
Yeah, just because sure, why not?
Yeah, it's all the universes. We've gone over a lot of this other news, but what else did we? Jennifer Lee, Frozen director, to be chief creative officer at Walt Disney Animation Studio. Pete, Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Inside Out director to be chief creative officer at Pixar.
Very cool.
GameStop is in talks with private equity firms about potential buyout.
Yeah, they're not gonna make it a whole lot longer, I'm afraid.
It sucks. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the writing's been on the wall with that company for years now.
They've been trying, to their credit, they have been trying. They bought out Geek, so they moved more into the merchandise side of things. Like, they've got merch everywhere, but it's not their bread and butter. And their used game rental program that they were going to try, like, it bombed before it got started because their computer systems couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, they have pawn shop computers.
Yeah.
They have computers where they're like, because I asked them that one time, I was like, what's going on? They're like, we literally have a pawn shop computer because technically this whole front is a pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we sell stuff, but it's a pawn shop when it comes to video games.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I didn't think about that, but yeah, it totally is.
Yep.
And that's why everything is like, looks like DOS behind there apparently. But yeah, no, it's sad. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. It's going to suck. And it's going to, GameStop is like the last hurrah for video game stores. It's going to be just mom and pop shops after this. So it's man, I don't know. I got mixed feelings because they put out a lot of business for mom and pop shops. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They put a lot of people out of business, but at the same time, they are like the last of that. And so like we're going to be living in an age where most things you're probably either going to get digital or you're going to go buy like Best Buy.
Yeah, Walmart, something like that, or Amazon.
And who knows how long it's going to last there either. They don't even sell CDs at Best Buy anymore.
Or Target. I know Target was the first one to be like, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I can't see 10, 20 years down the road they have physical games anymore.
We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. For
Yeah.
sure. I mean, we've been headed there for a while, but I think now they're finally... Something like Game Pass in particular, and PlayStation Now kind of aping Game Pass, which aped PlayStation Now but did it better. Something like that is more where we're headed, for sure.
Yeah. I think it sucks too because I'm a big fan of, even though I am all digital right now, and I know I sound like a hypocrite, but I'm a big fan of still at least having the option of buying physical and having that there for, for years later down the road when they turn off the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Because then there's no guarantee that those games are going to carry over. So I don't know. We pretty much touched on everything else. We'll be back next week. I know you saw Incredibles tag in Jurassic World. I'll at least see Jurassic World. Incredibles 2 I'm going to try to get to. But we can talk about that next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep. So make sure you go to our Facebook. Make sure you go to Twitter, We Geek Podcast. Make sure you at We Geek Podcast, at the Logan Witt, at Adam E. Step. Make sure you go to send us an email. wegeekpodcast@gmail.com. We have now our podcast up on YouTube. We Geek Podcast. And I think that's it. Until next week, Captain.